Okay, traders, it's time for some Polkadot. Guys, it's been a long time since I actually took a look at Polkadot against all the major pairs, the USD pairs, the BTC pair, the Ethereum pair. So, without any ado, let's jump onto the price action right off, guys. We have the Polkadot against USDT price action right here. And the previous time, it actually came down like it was not really crazy, but it did come down with a good amount of magnitude. It was a simple retest of the 21 simple moving average on the 3-day schedule, guys. This is why this one got picked up around to the onto these levels. And guys, ever since if you have been following the videos, ever since we took profit on the $40 levels on Polkadot right here, this consolidation range happened for about 2 months, guys, 2 to 3 months, right? And it looks to me like we're resolving this range to the upside. Now that is the crazy thing which is happening in the price action. As guys, these all right, let me just demarcate this entire area with some thickness, right? So guys, these formulations in the price action, particularly during the bull market, are quite strong, guys, quite strong. Now I've seen these patterns repeat themselves. Like, it's just a rectangle breakout, right? It could be argued that this is a bull flag right here, but guys, generally what happens is that you see these kinds of bull flags, right? Bull flags are something like this. You want to see some pennant kind of price action squeeze, and then you resolve to the upside. But these are rectangular range breakout, right? So this was a range, right? This was a reaccumulation range for Polkadot against US dollar between the 40 and the $30 levels, guys. Quite even, right? Quite a even looking range right here. And this one got supported by the 21 simple moving average right at the support. Now it looks to me like we resolved to the upside on this entire piece of price action, entire piece of reaccumulation which was happening for the previous 3 months. And guys, what are your upside targets in the coming weeks and the months as well? We're going to be defining through our Fibonacci areas of interest, to be honest with you. Now guys, look, you can go ahead and can take this range in a closing basis as well. Now obviously your price targets are going to be varying by quite a significant amount, but this defines your general upside targets, right? General upside targets could be plus minus 5 to 10% on this one, as these wicks are plus minus 5 to 10% on an average. So first and foremost target out of this entire range has been met, which was at the 1.618 at 45. Quite a round number, quite a psychological area of resistance as well, played out like that, completely fine right here. It's just small time frames, ebbs and flows in the markets. Most likely what will happen is that the 3-day closures will not happen below the $40 levels. Now if you see some 3-day candles closing below $40 again, and you see the trend started to pick up below the $40 levels again, this would simply mean that this is a failed breakout. This would mean that this was a swing failure right here, and most likely you'll be testing the range lows back again. But guys, before we talk about the bullish stuff, it is quite important to talk about the bearish stuff, as it's going to get you straight up to facts and not make you think like a moon boy, right? Don't think like a moon boy this one, as this is a pretty moon boy looking chart, to be honest with you guys. This one broke out from $4 levels and is standing 10x above those levels. You can't really complain about the Polkadot price action right here. And one of the best trades that I personally took was the breakout from this range right here all the way towards $40. And it looks to me like, yeah, if you are going to be trending above the $40 levels again, guys, it would simply align the fact that we're probably testing the $55 levels pretty soon, sooner than expected, right? This is what will happen on Polkadot. And if you're resolving this entire grind to the upside, most likely your bull pennant targets, guys, you can simply go ahead and you can take this entire leg to the upside as well, and you can counter this one as a consolidation phase for about 2 months, and that would be yet another breakout move to the upside. All right, let's just not do this. This is yet another problematic situation, which happens when you're charting in the logarithmic scales, right? Logarithmic scales are completely headaches if you're not charting them out perfectly. All right, so let's just say if you're breaking above this range and this entire legs reaccumulation resolution is to the upside, this is where your targets are going to be at the $75 levels on Polkadot. Now that could be aligning pretty much with the $80 levels, guys. That's a pretty rounded figure, right? And eventually $100 as well. So guys, these assets that I constantly mention in these channels, in this channel, right? Watch how these assets have jumped from a single digit to two digits. Now most of them are looking at 3 digits, guys. 3 fucking digits in most of the cryptocurrency assets ever since the start of this channel. So well, could you say that the timing of this channel's opening was lucky? Most likely yes, guys. This I actually started getting really active for Cryptodicator right at the beginning of the altcoin season, right? Because I knew that this is the thing that about to flip. The dominance is about to go down, and most likely the better plays which are going to be coming up for your entire Q1 and Q2 for 2021 is going to be altcoin setups. Simply going to be altcoin setups. So look, BTC had a good year, like good year, and in the 2020 and most of the parts of 2021 as well. Guys, altcoins do get to follow up. They do get to catch up throughout this year, right? Most likely, until any catastrophic moves happen, until any catastrophic economic situation takes place, most likely they'll float to the upside. So this is alt season. This is pretty much alt season. This is like we are at the precipice. We are there at the alt season. Now watch crazy evaluations happening all across the crypto market space right in front of your eyes. Watch these assets go to 3 digits, like triple digits, starting from single digits. Generational wealth making opportunities, guys. Look, if you tell these things to anybody who's been playing the stock markets, the regular investment game, to be honest with you, they will not, they won't be able to encapsulate what the fuck is actually going on. And look, you and I, we are sitting here, we know that these things are fundamentally the future of the economy, right? This is why the hype has just started. And guys, look, if the bubble, if any bubble, look guys, we're in a bubble right now, let's be honest. The tech bubble happened, the real estate bubble happened, we're in another cryptocurrency bubble again. And guys, that does not mean that you got to be scared and you got to be staying out of the market. No, when a bubble is under formulation, you put in more pressure, you fill in more pressure, you ignite more flame so that you can get more for yourself also. Most of the people are going to be sitting in the sidelines saying that, oh my god, this is just a bubble, I'm just going to sit out, it's all bullshit, it's going to go to zero. Guys, these people are missing out on the opportunities. It's as simple as that. When a bubble is under formulation, you don't sit out and you be like, it's just a bubble, it's come and go. No man, no. Capitalize on that. Alright, capitalize on that. Okay. Now, there is yet another thing which Elon Musk keep on saying, is that I'd rather be wrong and optimistic than be pessimistic and right. Hit that like if you do agree with this one, because I do agree, guys. Look, if you're pessimistic, if you're generally pessimistic, if you think, if you're not making money in these giving markets, you're going to be coming onto these channels and you're going to be blurting out some bad comments, and you're going to be all frustrated. You're going to be leaving your sad marks all across the place. And guess who's responsible for that? Most likely you, right? If you are, guys, anything that happens to you, whatever comes in life to you, you are the sole responsible human being for that. When you get it, most likely you'll start making money, and most likely you'll not drop negativity all across the space, all across the crypto Twitter and crypto YouTube as well, and probably focus on being on making money rather than being right or wrong, right? Okay, that was a lot of ramble. But guys, look, Polkadot's resolution looking very neat. But there's one more thing which we could talk about, but doesn't mean that it's a death sentence. I think that we are having a divergence between these points right here. Guys, look, in a bull trend, in a bull-tard bull trend, these divergences are going to be extremely weak. They're going to be extremely weak, to be honest with you. Same goes in the bear market. If you see bullish divergences in bear market, they're going to be fuck all. They're going to be bad plays. They're going to be simply bad plays. Similarly, any bearish divergence in a bull market is going to be a really bad trade. The risk to reward opportunity and the amount of brain scratching and the head scratching that you'll do is simply not worth it, right? So probably you do have a divergence right here. Your ultimate play down would be towards the 21 simple moving average after losing this support right here, right? Most likely you'll get picked up right here, and then you can talk about some further continuation. But do we have any divergence? Yes, we do have divergence between this point and this point right here. We do have some crazy divergence going on, to be honest with you. But if your 3-day RSI is going to be hanging above the 60 ticker on RSI, you're completely fine. You're completely fine on Polkadot. It'll keep on trending. This one is a slow bull tard. Like it's not as massive and explosive as BNB, right? But it is certainly a bull tard. The ecosystem, the Polkadot, guys, so much happening for Polkadot. Oh my god, I really have to start making fundamental videos for these things. It's just so exciting. So many things happening in this space every single day. Time flies just trying to figure these things out. Time just goes away, and then it's like it's night all of a sudden, and you're like, wow, all right, where did my day just go, right? Okay, anyway, jumping on to the next chart right here, we have Polkadot against BTC, guys. Now this one also has some kind of divergence right here, and this divergence is all right. Okay, we do have divergence from this point right here. Now this divergence has been spreading out all the way since these highs right here. Could this be a death sentence? No, I don't think so. I do not think so. The BTC dominance is shaping to go down, which means that any down leg on altcoins against BTC are most likely going to be opportunities in the markets, right? So even if it comes back down to the 321 simple, it's going to be strengthful. at the first pass against the BTC price action, against the BTC pair, and then you can talk about some further resolution to the upside, testing the upside of this entire broadening channel right here. And if you do break out above this price point right here, guys, you know the targets, you know the drill. You simply go ahead and take this leg down and you go for some Fibonacci area of interest. The first one being 2618, standing at 120,000 satoshis. Next target at 150,000 satoshis. Your ultimate target is going to be your 430,000 satoshis from the current piece of price action right here. That is an up leg of 500% move. Now, guys, this is a far-fetched opinion. This is a far-fetched analysis. Everything has to happen step by step. If you start seeing some 3-day closures above this price point right here, and if you start seeing the RSI curling to the upside again, back above the 60 and trending above those areas, guys, then you can talk about some further continuation to the upside. Most likely, Polkadot is going to do great in the altcoin season, right? Alright, the last chart for the day is going to be Polkadot against Ethereum, just to determine whether your opportunity cost is going to be playing out better in terms of holding Ethereum or Polkadot right here. So guys, ever since we started trending above these areas on DOT against Ethereum, DOT was a better hold than Ethereum, to be honest with you, right? This was a 120% move to the upside against Ethereum, which means that had you been holding Polkadot, you would have been exponentially up in the US dollar pair as well, rather than just holding Ethereum or BTC, right? But now this piece of price action right here, does this tell us anything? Like, is this going to be resolving to the downside? Could be. Now, why do I say that? Guys, you had a lot of time in this range, and again, you are formulating some highs that are constantly lower than the previous highs, setting in some dojis up top every single time. 3 dojis in a row, guys, 1, 2 and 3 on Polkadot against Ethereum, which means in the small time frames you are going to be, not in the small time frames, in the medium time frames, you are looking like you're going to be losing some momentum from these levels. But how would that be confirmed? You start seeing some candle closures and opens below the 21 simple, and the price action starts trending below this moving average right here. That would mean that it'll probably come back down and test the 55 simple moving average. And for this leg to the downside, for all the way about 25%, Ethereum is going to be a better hodl. Ethereum is going to be a better investment, right? This is what it means. Now, you take this high right here out in the 3-day opening and a closing basis, then you can talk about this grinds resolution to the upside, and then you can talk about testing the all-time highs against Ethereum, and then further leg to the upside and continuation most likely, right? But until you are hovering below this diamond trending resistance line right here, most likely you're going to be suppressed. Most likely most of the people are going to be fleeing into Ethereum in the small time frames to mid time frames. But if, guys, you know the drill, if we are going to be resolving this grind to the upside, DOT is going to be certainly a better investment than Ethereum in the mid time frames as well. Alright, okay, I think this was pretty comprehensive outlook on Polkadot. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think about Polkadot? Do you hold Polkadot? Do you like trading Polkadot on derivatives, or do you just like holding spot? And do you farm using your Polkadots as well? Staking, farming, passive income in crypto, it's just so common. It's just so common these days, right? Alright, I'm going to be catching you guys on the next video pretty soon. Bye for now.